What is proprioception? Hi, my name is Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years and I specialize in helping people learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to answer an important question. What is proprioception? There are two ways to define proprioception. There is limb proprioception, which means where are our arms and legs in space? There is a pathway in our body that tells us where our arms and legs are in space without us looking at them. That's called proprioception. Your awareness of where your limbs are in space is very important for you to have good movement and good balance. The reason is, for you to have coordinated movement, your brain has to know exactly where your arm is and your leg is so that it can tell the arm and leg where to go. If you don't have knowledge of where your limbs are in space, your movement can be shaky, you can end up with a tremor, or you can just be what they call ataxic, which is where your movement is uncontrolled. So having information about where your arms and legs are in space is paramount to having good, controlled, smooth movement. It's also important for balance, because if you have to correct your balance or stop yourself from falling, you have to know exactly where you are to produce a coordinated effort to stop yourself from falling. So proprioception is one of the most important components of our balance. But there's another concept that people often miss, which is something called whole body proprioception. Whole body proprioception is the awareness of where your whole body is in space. And it is definitely another step higher than just knowing where your limbs are. An example of knowing where you are in space is walking into a pitch dark room. If you can't see anything, how do you know where you are? Well, it's our sense of whole body proprioception that tells us that, and that's a combination of both the proprioceptive tract, the vestibular tract, visual tract of the limbic system, the balance programming system, and the somatosensory tract, which tells us where our pressure is under our feet and where the ground is. Whole body proprioception tells us whether or not we're upright, whether or not we're stable. And often when we feel unbalanced, it's because our whole body proprioception is telling us that we're not balanced. How do we know that we've lost proprioception? When someone loses proprioception, they might be perfectly fine when they're focusing on something. So if they're walking and they're looking straight ahead, they don't notice any kind of problem. But if something distracts them, or if they suddenly change their focus to say, look up or look down at something, and suddenly they feel a sense of disequilibrium, a sense of not vertigo, but a momentary sense that they're about to fall, that's a loss, a temporary loss of proprioception. And this is something that we see so much in the clinic, where people have had strokes, they've had head injuries, they've had damage to their brain that causes them to lose their proprioception, and they often feel a sense of disequilibrium. That sense of disequilibrium is because just for a moment, they've lost track of where they are. When someone has this, they might waver, they might look like they're unsteady for a second, but when they focus on something else long enough, they're able to regain their sense of where they are and they can move forward. So how can proprioception be improved? Well, the same thing that improves balance can improve proprioception. Awareness of where your limbs are in space and whole body proprioception is made better by challenging your balance. The more you challenge your balance and the more difficult the balance challenge is, the more your proprioception can improve. There have been many studies that looked at whether or not proprioception can be improved, and all of them have showed that it is possible to improve proprioception no matter what your age by doing balance challenging activities. Tapping an object in front of you. To do this activity, you'll need two things. You want something sturdy to hold on to in case you lose your balance, like a countertop or the back of a chair, and a target. You can use a step or a piece of cloth on the ground, anything that you can see. What you want to do is lift one leg up and bring your foot forward and tap the object in front of you. Then bring that foot back to where it started from and the other leg tap. You want to tap with the right and the left, shifting back and forth. Now your goal is to do this for 10 reps on each leg without holding on. So one set where you're doing 10 reps on the right and 10 reps on the left, alternating each repetition. Oftentimes, it can take weeks, if not months, to be able to do this safely without holding on. In the beginning, it's fine if you hold the countertop just to kind of get the understanding of the movement. As you get better, you can just hold on with one finger, but ultimately what you want to do is to do 10 reps on each leg without holding on. Heel to toe walking. To do this activity, you just need something sturdy to hold on to. You can use a countertop, the back of a chair. You can even use your kitchen sink. You want to walk heel to toe 2 to 3 steps in one direction, then grab onto that object, turn around, and walk 2 to 3 steps in the other direction. When you're walking heel to toe, you're actually putting one foot in front of the other with your heel touching your toe. Your goal for this exercise is to do this 3 times in each direction without holding on. In the beginning, you might have to hold on the entire time or at least put one finger on the countertop the whole time. That's fine. People aren't automatically able to do this exercise. Most of my clients have to practice this for weeks, if not months, every single day before they get good enough to do it without holding on. Wall leans. To do this exercise, you want to be standing against a wall. Where you put your feet will determine how difficult the exercise is. So in the beginning, just bring your heels about 4 inches away from the wall. Then what you want to do is cross your arms across your chest, and then using your muscles in your feet, pull your body off the wall. This is a difficult exercise, and a lot of people will find themselves cheating by either pushing their bottom against the wall or by bending forward to get themselves off the wall. What you want to do if you find that you're doing that is bring your feet closer to the wall. The only thing that you should be using to pull yourself forward is the muscles in the front of your shin, which are the muscles that lift your toes. So if you find that you're not lifting your toes as you bring yourself off the wall, you're either doing it without your feet far enough away from the wall, or you're cheating and using your bottom or your upper body to push off. So when you're doing it correctly, your feet are a few inches away from the wall. You're actually lifting your toes up as you come forward. Now, to make this exercise harder, you want to bring your feet further and further away from the wall. But there's a limit. Obviously, when you get your feet too far away from the wall, you're not going to be able to bring yourself off the wall without cheating. So I would say the maximum is about 12 to 18 inches of your heel away from the wall. I would practice this 5 to 10 times every day. There's not really sets and reps to doing this. This is really more of a balance challenge activity, but it's a great way to practice bringing your weight forward. So many people have trouble learning to bring their weight forward when they're walking. They end up putting all their weight on their heel, which is why a lot of people fall backwards, not forwards, when they stumble. This is just a good exercise that builds proprioception, awareness of where your body is in space, and helps you, if you ever lose your balance and you're falling backwards, this will help you bring your weight back forward again. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Are you struggling to walk? Do you have to grab your furniture just to walk through your home? Are you using a walker or a cane to go outside? If so, Balance Foundations can help you. This program is a non-medical approach to improving your balance. It was developed by personal trainers, physical therapists, doctors, and is based on the latest scientific research. This program uses balance challenge activities to improve balance and stability, featuring more than 50 unique balance challenging activities with full instruction and background information. Learn exactly what balance is, how it's lost, and how you can recover it. If you're ready to see a change in your balance and walking, then join thousands of others who have purchased Balance Foundations and have seen a huge improvement in their ability to walk and resist falls.